All right, it is. We should have it. You guys can all hear us, right? Let me look. You guys can hear us. Okay, good. It just didn't make the normal noise for the recording. So we're recording, at least it should be. Yep, it says we are recording.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to another episode of the hashtag TFR Motivation Monday Zoom. We are Dr. Dondia Marcy Nettles, fresh back from Nashville, Tennessee, the birthplace of country music. And we had a great time out there with our team in a wonderful Rise Era event. Welcome, everybody. So before we get into the particulars and the recap of this, we just want to be redundant. We both work at the Department of Redundancy Department, and we're talking about the YouTube channel that we always lead off this hashtag TFR Motivation Monday Zoom with, because we want you guys to realize that every one of these every week is recorded. It is put up and uploaded up to the YouTube channel, so it's there as an evergreen source. And we want you to make sure that you go back and utilize those. You can share them. You can watch them again. You can also watch them, obviously, on the Team Freedom Reigns Facebook page, where it's also evergreen. But we want to make sure that the content is available for your teams, your leaders, and to watch again if you feel so inclined. So thank you for doing that, Marcy. It's always her efforts.
Well, and this QR code will take you straight there if you haven't been there yet, or you can just search Team Freedom Reigns, subscribe, ring the bell so that you get those notifications each week when we upload the content. Okay, so we're gonna do this in two parts. One really short one of an announcement that has been going on all month long, right? This is the free gift that LifeVantage has offered to customers and consultants, whether they are newly enrolled consultants or customers, or on your subscription. If you have at least 200 or more in your order, you will receive a free bottle of LifeVantage D3 in the month of March. So this goes clear through the end of the month. So be using this as part of your prospecting and getting people to come in with a little bit bigger subscription or first time order, so they can get this free product in the month of March. Now, this is what our call is tonight, because we just came back from an amazing event in a really cool place at a great venue in Nashville. The Rise Era recap is what we're doing tonight. And so we're first going to go over the announcements from the event, things that everybody needs to know, things that we all need to be focusing on and moving forward and growing our business. And then we have got some amazing leaders that were there in Nashville that are going to share their greatest experience and takeaway from this event with each one of you, so that you can possibly feel a little bit of how important it is to be in the room or to be at the event, right?
Right.
Especially in the room at the event, because out in the hallway is not good enough. You need to be in the room, right? So let's start with the announcements. If you didn't know, we have got upgraded skincare here at LifeVantage that's got even better activation and amazing benefits and science and results that are happening. And so if you haven't got yours ordered yet, we highly suggest that you get in there and you either add it to your subscription or you just place a drop order, because these are the benefits that you are going to receive with this skincare regimen. So first of all, the cleanser is amazing. It's also an exfoliation product, but it's not a rough one. It doesn't hurt your skin. It's actually cranberry peptides. Oh, sorry. Oh, geez, Louise. See how I am?
They're both red.
What has cranberry? We have something that has cranberry. Okay, pomegranate. See, you don't have to be like perfect or really awesome to be able to do this kind of stuff. You just have to have someone that can help you out along the way, right? So pomegranate, even better. It just really leaves your skin really clean and sloughs off that dead skin for you and makes your skin really soft. Plus, it visibly firms and smooths your skin in 21 days. That's our True Renew product. And then I absolutely love our Eye Lift product. It helps to target the dark circles and it visibly lifts to reveal revitalized eyes. And I love the metal applicator. It is actually cooling. It feels cold to your skin. I love it. It feels fantastic.
Before you go to the next slide, let me explain one quick thing on exfoliation. So why? Because when you have dead skin cells that are gathering on your skin, it makes it more difficult for the products that you put on the skin to actually penetrate through the dead cells into your skin to be absorbed. because you also don't want your product to be absorbed by the dead skin. You want it to be absorbed by the healthy skin. And so getting the dead skin layers off is very, very important to get the maximum benefit of the other products. That's why the exfoliation is in there, and that's why they use pomegranate enzymes as opposed to abrasiveness like walnut shells and silica and salt and sugar and all the other things that people use. So that's the reason to get it off there, to make the other products get into your skin, but also so you don't want the dead cells absorbing your products.
Yeah. And then we also, for the fourth part, is our True Hydrate. So this is what is replacing the number 4 in our old skincare regimen. And it is fantastic. It is such a silky cream that actually creates a protective barrier on your skin as well. It helps to hydrate and visibly brighten your complexion when you utilize these products together. As a matter of fact, they kind of stack one on top of the other. The cleanser prepares for the firming. That firming in True Renew prepares for the True Lift, and then the True Lift in all 3 of them together is a perfect foundation for you to add in the True Hydrate. Now you'll see here the before and afters, the 15-minute challenge that you're seeing all over social media. I've done one, and this is an amazing one that was done. This is actually Rachel Pekarek's mother, and her results of putting and doing the full regimen, taking a picture before that, then doing the regimen, and then waiting 15 minutes and taking another photo for her after photo. This is the results that we're seeing with this new activation skincare regimen, which there is nothing else like this on the market. And for the price point, it is going to blow people's minds. The only way it won't is if we don't open our mouths and talk about it. And so we challenge you to do your own 15-minute challenge, get your product ordered, do your 15-minute challenge, and then invite other people that you care about, you want to share these products with, to do a 15-minute challenge as well. Plus, do you want to talk about this add-on product a little
Go
bit?
ahead.
Just so this True Protect, it's a mineral sunscreen. We finally have a sunscreen that is much less toxic than anything else that you're going to be able to find on the market. It has what is the stuff that was white?
Zinc oxide.
Zinc oxide, but it's not white in our product. It's like an iridescent, and it smooths right into your skin, but it's a stick. So you don't have to have lotion all over your hands. You don't have to use a spray. You can use it on your arms, your chest, your neck, your face, your ears, anywhere that you need the sun protection, which we all need to have that. And so now we here at LifeVantage, as a matter of fact, I was just at my dermatologist having some things taken care of, and she is excited for me to bring her in one of these to take a look at, because everybody is looking for clean sunscreen. Now, we also had new packs and stacks. Would you like to talk about these?
You're on a roll.
Okay,
Go for it.
new packs and stacks that were announced, because now that we have this. All right, let's get people muted here. And as you come in, if you come in and you're not muted, please go ahead and mute yourself out. Perfect. Thank you so much. So new packs and stacks, this is going to be including the new skincare regimen for these packs and stacks, because they have found that utilizing the outside activation combined with NRF2 and collagen, they are getting phenomenal results, and it's exactly what people are looking for. So these are the 4 packs that are now available, as well as the ones that we had before. They are still available, but these are the ones that are going to include now the activated skincare. They give the product experience at a discounted price. They include virtual tickets on every single one of these packs, as well as with the business pack having an all access ticket, which means they can also get the next corporate event that's an in-person event for free with this business pack purchase. Okay. And now all of our packs, all of them are coming with 10% off coupon codes that are valid for the first full calendar month of our new consultants. Now, why this is important is because it helps your new consultant get into action fast. They're able to offer 10% off of these codes to the people that they're sharing this information with. And the reason why they expire is because of urgency. It's important to have urgency in your business. So those are the new consultant stacks that are now available. They're in your back office. So you can see them at the bottom of your replicated website, as well as where it says enroll now. These are going to be there for people to choose from. Not to mention, we all got a gift.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, so every single one of us, whether you've been in for 15 years or 13 years or for 5 days, if you didn't have those 3% or those 10% coupon to be able to use already, we all have been gifted 10% off coupon codes that are valid through the end of this month. Yes, only 2 weeks, guys. We have
Urgency.
2 weeks to use these 3 codes each to be able to help people get started on a discounted pack. So make sure that you're utilizing those codes. Now, I do want to make sure that you understand the way that this works on the back side and with your commissions off of a consultant. Normally, you would be getting paid whichever percentage on that first level bonus, wherever you are in your rank in your business right now, you would be making 10% off of whatever the volume is associated with the pack that your new consultant came in on. What happens with the 10% off codes is they do discount that volume by 10%, and then you make whatever your percentage is off of the remaining volume, okay? So they do adjust it that way. I just wanted to make sure that everybody is aware up front that that's how this works. And yet it is still, I mean, you still make a commission, and you've got a new consultant that's excited because you shared a gift with them with the code. So the places you can find the codes is when you log into your replicated website, there's the drop down and it'll say coupon code, or in your LifeVantage app, again, it'll say coupon code. Okay, so just go there to find them. If you have questions, reach out to your upline support team. You want to talk about the subscription stacks? I'm just rolling here. So these are now for the subscriptions, okay? So they've also put together subscription stacks with these amazing new skincare products for customers and consultants. It's so important that we're setting up our customers for success for their results and their goals, as well as us as consultants in our health journeys. We need to have a subscription so that we have products coming to us on a regular basis. Why they set up stacks is because they know certain products work together in synergy. And when they put them together in a stack, they're able to give you a discounted price. So you want to make sure that you have a stack on your subscription, as well as making sure that you set all of your new consultants and your customers up on subscriptions for one of these stacks. Or if they have other health needs, we have lots of other stacks too, right? So what I recommend, and Dondi and I were talking about this before the call, is that you want to start with the ultimate. What would be best for them? Because we know the synergy in our products together. So the Healthy Glow plus Activated Skincare Collection stack, this has your Healthy Glow stack, so Protandim, NRF2, and collagen with the skincare regimen, all in one stack with a discounted price. Now, if they have financial restrictions, let's just say it that way, that they just can't afford that on a monthly basis, then we've got a stack that we can move down to. Well, then let's get you started with the Activation Essential stack. So again, that's the Healthy Glow stack and True Renew. And if they're still pushing back or their finances just won't allow that much of an investment into their wellness, then you can go to the new Inside Out Activation stack with Protandim, NRF2, and True Renew.
And let me kind of talk about when they were at the Nashville Rise Era event, they talked about using fishing as an analogy and having all your lures in the water. Preface that entire, or just kind of look at it this way. When you use the before and after, the 15-minute before and after pictures as your pitch, or as a big part, the visual behind what you're offering, it is much easier to talk about these stacks and packs than without that visual to start, because you don't want to just come out of the gates trying to share somebody why they would want to buy these products. There has to be a reason why they're interested in the first place. The before and after 15-minute challenge pictures are gold. So when people see those and they're intrigued, they ask questions, they're leaning in, then you can show them these options here and they will figure out whichever one is best for their current budget. But if you use these product pack stacks here without first showing the video, or without first showing the difference in those 15-minute presentations of the pictures, it's going to be much, much more difficult.
Yeah.
So the picture is the biggest part of this. The before and after picture is the biggest part of it. Do not omit it under any circumstances, because you may show those before and afters and people may not be interested. It's just not what they're looking for. Then you would bypass this conversation altogether. but it's for people that want what they saw in that before and after. And then this is how we fit it into, if you're looking from left to right, good, better in the middle, best all the way to the left, based on, again, their ability to afford it, but afford what? Their exact results of the before and after. When they want that result first, this is where you have the conversation.
And if you start with the larger pack as a suggestion, more than likely you will always end up with a new customer as you move down into their affordability. But if you start with the small and then try to move up, you'll get a lot more pushback from people. So that's why we suggest it's like start here with the benefits of them all together in the larger pack and then move down, because they'll at least get started with this. I mean, because that's an amazing price for the inside out activation stack. So great points.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So we also had new consultants tools that were released, new videos. This QR code takes you directly to where you can find those on the replicated website. But I'm going to quickly share video or share screen to where you can see where it's at here. Just a moment. I had to let it open up first before I try to do the new share. Where it's at. So this is what it looks like. This is on our replicated website. The QR code takes you directly to lifevantage.com where you'll find it. But when I click on this, you can see that that is the actual URL. It's on an activation page all of its own. But the videos that have been released, this is an amazing video all about activation and what activation is and where it came from. And then there's the inside activation health story, the outside with the new skin health and why it's different story, and then the movement, which is a business opportunity video. And they're all very short videos. And so make sure that you're sharing the whole story. So don't omit the movement, because there will be things that are said in that video that are going to connect with people. Like I had one of the phrases in the movement video is, are you ready to go from just living to thriving? And a girl that is getting ready to join our business, she sent me a text with that in all caps. And she's like, this is exactly what I was just talking to my husband about. And so make sure that you share the whole story, because people need to know it. And then you can learn more about LifeVantage here as well. All of these videos are all on the same page, and it's the Activation LifeVantage page. So it's on your replicated website, guys. This is an amazing, amazing tool that you have. So let me go back and find where we're at again. Okay. Now back to the original PowerPoint here. So you want to make sure that you are telling the whole story, okay? Now let me get past this and not have it go back to that. Okay. Now upcoming events. Now if you qualified for Growth Summit, which is MC1 and maintaining it for 3 months, that event is happening in April. And yet if you haven't qualified yet, you can. Let's get you qualified this year so that you can be qualified for the next Growth Summit that will be either this fall or next year early on. But Activate 2024 in July is the next event that you need to have on your calendar. This is a virtual event. Make a plan to be a host and do a watch party. Inviting your prospects, inviting your team, inviting Crossline, make an event of it, okay? Now, there's also going to be an event where we're going to be getting together again in October. 11th and 12th is what they told us in Nashville. This is the next corporate in-person event, October 11th and 12th. Registration is not available yet, but as soon as it is, we'll make sure that you all know about it. Plus, corporate will be too. Make sure you're paying attention to the Momentum Monday emails. And then the executive destination trip in February next year. And then the next big event that we have for Global Convention, April 2025, is April 24th through 26th in Salt Lake City, Utah. Get that on your calendar, commit to it, and let's get to work so you have the money to pay for it, okay? Because we have plenty of time. But the first thing that has to come is making the decision and committing to it. And they announced a new incentive trip. This is the Rise Era trip. The way that you earn it is by getting 10 enroll tracks to qualify. The trip is in Park City, Utah in August of 2024, and qualification period is February through June of 2024. And you need 10 enroll tracks to qualify. But then you get this free, amazing trip up to Park City. And they've also given you that additional way that you can earn those enroll tracks now. We have so many people that love Pro Tandem or love the Duo Synergizer and share that out with so many people. But when you get a customer with those products, you don't earn, it doesn't qualify as part of the original way that you would earn a track, because it would have to be 100 in sales volume for your customers. Well, now you can do it the old way in getting 4 new accounts with at least one of them is a qualified consultant with 150 in sales volume, and the other 3 can be customers with 100 in sales volume. Or now you can earn a track for selling 750 in sales volume to new and personally enrolled customers and consultants. So at least one of them has to be a qualified consultant with 150 SV. But now you can combine, like if you sell Pro Tandem left and right, you can add up all of that volume. Or if you do Axio a lot, all of that volume is going to count now towards that 750. Or if you bring in a business pack consultant, you're qualified. Okay, so now you have more ways that you can earn the sales or the enroll portion of the Rise Era incentive to be able to get you to that incentive trip. Okay. All right, we're here finally, thank goodness. So you can talk now because we're going to have amazing, amazing guests coming on now. I'm super excited for them to share their takeaways.
All right, so at this amazing Rise Era Momentum Academy in Nashville, Tennessee, we had just an incredible experience. We had incredible speakers, incredible knowledge, wisdom, experience from some people that have been there since day one of LifeVantage and some people that were brand new or relatively new, and just incredible. We had great breakout sessions. We had great, there was actually, as part of the recognition night, there was a talent show where 6 different individual consultants got up and actually sang. It was incredible.
So fun.
Wish y'all could have been there, but we also know that it was sold out. But here's really, we asked some people to come on and give their takeaway. Give something that they learned that moved them tremendously, whatever it is, and they're all going to have their own individual experiences. But the thing about an event like that, when you've got 2,000 plus people in the room, you're going to have different people be moved by different things based on where they're at in their business, where they're at in their own personal journey as far as developing themselves, where they are on their entrepreneurial journey, where they are just in life in general. So not everybody's going to be moved the same way by every single speaker. And that's what I love about these events, because we get the different vantage points. And every time we do a recap like this after an event, somebody will say something. The way it hit them was not the way it hit me, because I didn't interpret it that way. And I was like, oh my gosh, now I'm glad that people share their takeaways, because it helps us, for all of the people that were there, have a deeper and more meaningful experience. So we're excited to hear from you guys. So
yeah, so we're going to start off with having Jill Weinberg. If you could unmute yourself, Jill, and if you could share your greatest experience and takeaway from this event, because you had to make some sacrifices to make it work. So Jill, if you can unmute yourself, and we would love for you to share away.
Thank you so much, Marcy and Dr. Dottie, for inviting me. This means a lot to me. So yeah, everything was good. I committed. I always commit to the events, and I get my transportation, and all of a sudden I get a text Wednesday morning that my flights have been canceled. And I'm like, oh man, okay. And meanwhile, Wednesday I'm at school with kids, and I'm an occupational therapist. And I'm like trying to figure out what flights can I take? There's nothing available. I like throw it to my mom. I'm like, hey, help me with this. Is what I found. The ticket that I ended up buying it was double plus what I bought for my first ticket, paid for my first ticket. And in that moment, I took a breath and I made an intention that this weekend is going to be worth it. And I knew it was going to be worth it. What I heard at convention is an overall theme for me. What I heard was that the time is now. Like there's no looking back. It is now. Like go and share my heart out there. I don't feel like there's anything stopping me anymore from sharing. And just 2 quick examples. Because of my intention, the Uber driver that took me from my hotel to the airport, she actually told me that she doesn't normally work that early, but she wanted to do an early day because it was St. Patrick's Day. So she was able to pick me up. telling me about her real estate business and how discouraged she is by it. So she started doing Uber. All I said was, what if I knew of a different, what if I knew of another way? Would you be interested? And she said, yeah. Gave me her card. I texted her right before I even got out. We're going to Zoom on Wednesday. So I'm going to actually do a presentation with her on Wednesday. There's another woman so that flight, I sat next to this woman. Something said, just sit here. We talked the entire 3 hours. I've never, ever done that. She is so excited to hear what this is because she's done Herbalife. She's done Mary Kay. I currently have their own business, but she's like, will this help my arthritis? I'm like, we're going to talk. So she's here in Utah on business. I'm going to send her a message tonight to figure out if like this week or next week when she's home is better. But I never would have done that if I let my flights are canceled, this costs too much and blah, 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 all that. And I'm just grateful to be that I was there. Thank you again, Dondi and Marcy.
Yeah, absolutely. So one last thing I want to ask you though, Jill, is what would you say to someone that's wondering if going to the next event would be worth it?
If anybody's questioning if it'd be worth it, contact me. Like I can't even tell you, like, there just has to be some reason for you to go, for someone to go to make that commitment and put an intention out there, because intentions are powerful. I just experienced it 3 times. Like, it was pretty amazing. And so, yeah, there's no, oh, that was my time. There's no replication for not being there. There's nothing like, growth only happens in the room.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
So good.
That was fantastic. Jill, thank you so much for that. The time is now. Absolutely. Okay, Joe Maki, we would love for you to share next. Can you please share what your greatest takeaway and experience was with Nashville?
Sure. Hang on. Let me see if I get the video part right.
Yes.
Yay. All right. There were several. One of the things that got me was transform the world by transforming yourself. This company has provided a vehicle for me to do this. It's been the slow roll, but I can't imagine where I'd be right now if it wasn't for the experiences I've had, the aha moments. It's been a blessing. This has been a blessing being a part of this company for these type of things. Let's see. Questions set up an opportunity for a reply, cultivate the relationship. So instead of making a bunch of statements, ask a question. What do you think? Whatever, this, that, the other, what if? It's engaging in the conversation, which is what I need to work with. Marcy, you repeated one to me that I couldn't remember, and it had to do with the analogy of the windshield and the rearview mirror of a car. We all have a history, and the idea with the rearview mirror, things are smaller, they're behind you. You know they're there. You can look back for experience, a lesson learned, what have you, but they're not the primary focus. The windshield is so much larger, and what you have looking forward ahead of you. I spent a bit of time reflecting on some of that over the weekend and how I'm going to continue to make changes so that I can have that better forward view. And the other one is your business is a bathtub. That whole example of the woman putting the water into the pitcher and it leaking out and stuff, about the retention and how to work that. Those were some of the key things that helped me out a lot in understanding things better, or seeing things with a different perspective.
Yeah, those were fantastic, Joe. Yeah. Do you want to talk about that bathtub thing just really fast?
That was huge. And so Joe, you just mentioning that proved exactly what I said, because I couldn't, it was the visual. There wasn't anything verbal she was saying other than watching all those individual people come out. Some of them poured it in really quickly and spilled some over the side. Some of them poured a little teeny bit at a time and were there the entire time.
Some walked right by it without
right past
contributing at all.
That was huge. And as the water was going in, there was the trickle of attrition coming out. That was an absolutely beautiful demonstration of exactly what this business is. You just have to get people that are coming in and pouring it in. And that's where our voice brings them. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joe. We appreciate
You're welcome.
you. All right, Dr. Ron Nathanson, can you unmute yourself, my friend?
Sure.
Our friends.
Hi. So it started for me pretty much on the wrong foot. Not that there's anything going wrong at LifeVantage or the event, but I got a letter from the state of New York, a certified letter saying, hey, we want to look at some records of one of your patients. I've never had one of those letters before. And what I really got being at this weekend was how incredibly beautiful the people are at this group. Everybody wants to fill into each other. They all want to pour into each other. And when they see somebody who's not doing well, they want to be wind underneath everyone's wings. I have never been in a room where everybody wants everybody to win. That to me, I've been at chiropractic conventions where you see chiropractors get off the stage and other chiropractors bad mouthing them. That doesn't happen here. This is like such a fest of like, yeah, the wind under everyone's wings. And people came up to me and knew that something was wrong and prayed on me, loved on me. And I have to be honest with you, just the culture alone that was part of this company is nothing but amazing. It's just like everybody wants everybody to win. And when you have that, there is no failing, right? Like I was at the MC2 meeting, MC1, MC2, MC3 meeting. And they said, well, when failure. And I actually screamed out and I said, you don't fail until you quit, right? There's no failing in this game. It's just learn and keep learning. And Sean Poe looked at me and went, yeah, you got it, right? So the idea was that you don't quit because you got so many people here that are rooting you on. It's like being in a marathon and everybody on the sidelines is screaming for you to keep pushing. And that's what I got, that the culture in this company, and you could see it on Zoom calls, but you're not going to get anything off a Zoom call the way you will in a live event. There's an energy, there's a collaborative, there's a contribution to everyone in the space. It keeps growing and growing. And by the time it's over, you're like, oh, I don't want to go home. And then hearing each one of the speakers and each one of them pouring into me. I actually love listening to the last two speakers, James Hayden and Marcel Niederhauser. I felt like, Marcel is to me a mentor of mine. I met him my first building depth, and I've listened to him, and I call him smart like a fox. He's dumb like a fox, maybe you might want to say, because he says some things that makes you think, but he's really one of the smartest men I've ever met, and he really gets this business. I just feel great that I'm around all these beautiful people. I'm surrounded by a lot of people who want me to win. That's what I got.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes. And if you're not there, you don't get that experience. If you're not in the room, you don't see and hear the things that may be exactly what you need at that moment. First of all, to fill you up, because we're all being torn down left and right? But to get filled up by each other. And then also, I've been trying to figure out all day long and all day yesterday how to transfer the information that we heard from Lisa Barnes on our new products and from all of these speakers. It's like, there is no way that we can do that for people that aren't there. We try hard, but it's just never going to be the same. So
I have one last thing to share.
Please.
The 3 coupons that they gave us, once they said that to us, I sat at my chair and started texting out to people. I got a 10% coupon. You said you wanted to be a distributor? Reach out to me. I got only 3 of them. I'm sending this message out to as many people who've talked to me. So this morning I got a call from a friend of mine, said, okay, let's do this. She bought a smaller pack. She didn't buy the elite pack, but she bought a smaller pack and is becoming a distributor. So right there and then, use those coupons, guys. Everybody wants to think they got a better deal, right? Even if it's 10%, whatever. People think they want a better deal, and you can utilize this as a great tool. You got 13 days to the end of the month, and why not, right? Hey, I got something here. You said you want to be a distributor. I'm going to give you an incentive. But here's the catch: you got to do it by the 31st, by 2:00 Mountain Time. Or midnight Mountain Time, where you got nothing. So 2:00 Eastern Standard Time is where I'm from. So, and it worked. Like, I literally signed somebody up today, and I got a call tomorrow with somebody else about that coupon. And I said to someone today in my office, you said you want to be a distributor. I got 2 coupons left. You better get moving on it, right? So
Scarcity.
that's the way it works.
So good.
I love it. That's absolutely perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Ron. We appreciate you, and we're so glad that we're on this journey together. So we have got now our amazing executive leaders, Bob and Laura Robbins. Laura, would you please share with us what your experience was at this event and really what it did for you? And then Bob, you can follow.
Happy to, and thank you, Dondi and Marcy, for including us and letting us be a part of this. And real quick, like just funny, Bob and I have not talked about what we're going to share today. So we sit down here and I look over at his notes and I thought, are you going to talk about change? And I've got that in my notes. So he says, no, go ahead. And I go, no, I'm going to change and do something else. And then I look over and he's changed and he's got the exact second thing. So anyway, I'm going to go first and whatever, he'll figure it out. So anyway, I can't express enough, Bob and I have been doing this for 13 years, and we have not missed an event, and we've made sacrifices, and there's times that we think we just can't do it. We have split at times, but one of us have always been there, and if we weren't, we would not get the education, but we wouldn't get the unity. And coming away with the unity that's there, Dr. Ron, you said it perfectly. You feel like such a part of a group. And so I decided to talk a little bit about one of the speakers that was there, Joel. He's from our Amish family that's there, that they're always there. They talked about their bus ride. They were late getting there because the bus was late. They come, where is it, Iowa?
Ohio.
Or one of those places. Anyway, they get there. They hire a driver, which they have to pay, or this time a bunch of them came in on a bus. They don't have computers. If they want to use a computer, they gotta go into town and on their little horse and buggy and go to the library to use a computer. And I listened to him and we heard an awful lot about social media. Great. That's a great tool, along with many tools, but it's not for everybody. And I'll tell you what, when Joel started talking, very humble, and he just right out said, you do not need social media to make this business work. It hit me. It really hit me because I don't do social media. So does that mean I can't be successful? Well, you know what? I started out just like Joel did. It was belly to belly, knee to knee, whatever. And we were face to face with people, and we built a good foundation, a good, strong business without technology, without social media. And you know what? That really hit me because it almost made me feel like, you know what? It's okay. I don't have to be like anybody else. I just need to be me and do what I'm comfortable with and continue to do what got us to where we are today. And there was an awful lot of training on the social media, and it was great. And it's like I say, a great tool. But that's something that I really, it touched me and made me feel a lot better, I should say, about myself. Because I'm not Joe Blow, I'm not this person, I'm not that person, I'm me. And I know what I can do. And I have to do what I can do to open up and share and give other people the opportunity. And they need to know the same thing, that they can do this however it works for them. There's many, many tools, many avenues, many things that we can do in sharing. And so I really was thankful for Joe and for what he shared with me and my heart in saying, hey, we can do this. Yeah. Anyway, so thanks again for letting me share. And now I'll turn it over to my better half.
Oh my goodness. She did a much better job than me covering that, by the way. So it's a good thing she got to go first and didn't throw me under the bus. So that's a good thing. it's hard to put in words, but Marcy, you were talking about, I don't know if you've ever been to a baseball game, right? And have the bases loaded and it's the bottom of the ninth and there's 2 outs and it's a full count, and to watch someone hit a grand slam that wins the game. If you've been in that stadium, if you were there and watched that, there's no way you can put that emotion into someone that wasn't. You could spend a day trying to explain it, and you just can't do that. And it's the same with the events. We've heard over and over, and we learned that this is a relationship business, whether it's a relationship that you start and cultivate from social media, or whether it's a relationship knee to knee, or, you know, in your surroundings and whoever you are, it's a relationship business. But it's not just with those that you're going to invite to do the business with you or to take the products. This business and the validation also comes from the relationships that you can build with one another. Just as we were hearing, right, that as Dr. Ron was talking about, right, a room full of people that are on the same mission, have the same idea, that want to help people and to be lifted as you talk with them and see. But this event, this time, we had opportunities to sit in a room. Marcy, you were there with us, right, with Seth Mulder, and what was there? Maybe 30 in that room, and you have all of the top executives talking, right? How many companies that are the size that we are that you have that opportunity and that experience to get to know them? But not only that, as we were in line to check out with product, to get our tickets, to do things, talking with distributors, talking with consultants that were next to us, and hearing their stories. It's emotional, right? One of them I was talking to, she goes, you know what, I don't understand, but she said almost 80 to 90% of the people that I talk to say that they were praying for something when LifeVantage found them. You know, and it reminded me, and it poured into my cup that I need to, that there's a mission, a purpose, a responsibility, that now that we know about this, right? And so I totally got filled by the relationships that were strengthened, the relationships and the times and the experiences of being together with so many others that are committed to the same purpose, the same mission, and to realize that we all have a different path and a different journey and a different rate that we're going to go. And I love the comment that was made, you know, that comparison will kill, but also not knowing what to do, right? And to do something different will also stop you, as what Laura said. A lot of what built our business initially with the social media, because we're not great at that, we don't do the other as much as we should. So I would encourage you to focus on what brought you in, focus on what you've done and you have success on. But the events for us, all the way back to the first one, Marcy, right? We were told when we very first joined, we were told, and I'm forever grateful for that, that if you don't go to the events, your business will be 6 months to a year slower in building. And it's because of belief. And so if you want more belief, and if you want to have a more successful business, and you want to be more of a help to those that you know, those that you are around, those that you're exposed to, your circle of influence, build your belief so that your signal's higher, so that you can change people's lives. And so that's my part. I have a lot of other notes, but Laura keeps reminding me I only got 2 to 3 minutes. So appreciate
2 to 3 minutes for us.
appreciate and love you guys and everyone else that's on here, and so thankful for everyone that's involved with LifeVantage.
And I'm just going to say real quick, like Dondi and Marcy, we really, really appreciate all that you do, your efforts that you do and you take for all of us. It's not for you, it's for all of us. And we appreciate that because we see an awful lot of what you do for us. And it doesn't, I don't think you get the credit or the accolades or the praise or whatever it is nearly enough. But we do appreciate you.
Very much so.
Well, thank you.
Thank you
We
so
love you
much.
guys so much. And, you know, that's the thing, is that we don't do this for those things. We do this because each one of you that are part of this team and part of this company, I mean, because we are pretty much an equal opportunity. There's very few things that we don't include everyone on. But this is about helping people help themselves in new ways and obtain things for themselves that they never saw themselves being able to do before. And so if we can just help you guys, accomplish even just part of what you want out of this, just to help you elevate just a little bit so you can see yourselves doing something even bigger. That's why we do this. because we see so much in every single one of you. But thank you, Bob and Laura. I mean, if people don't know, Bob and Laura are actually my original enrollers, very dear friends of mine. So we've been on this journey for a long time together, and I love and appreciate you all. And, you know, I do want to give a shout out before you have something to say. I know you do. Is that I mean, there's a lot of people that are listening right now or on Zoom or on Facebook that were there in Nashville, and we see every single one of you, and we love and appreciate every single one of you. We know many of you had very good reasons on why you could not be there. Yet I want just to share one thing quickly, and she was on here. I don't know if she's still on here. I believe she is. But Mary Ellen, we see you. Mary Ellen arrived, and I hope this isn't, okay, so she just had a really big event in her day, the day that she got there, something that most people would have turned around and left. And I don't want to put you on the spot or anything, Mary Ellen, and I don't want to say something that you don't want me to say, but she had a big loss in her life on the day she arrived. Is it okay? Thank you, Mary Ellen. She lost her father the day that she arrived in Nashville, and she did not turn around and go home. She knew that that was where she needed to be able to change things for herself and for her daughter, for her family, and that it really was what her father would want her to be doing too. So I just wanted to recognize you, Mary Ellen, because you stayed and you fully participated in the whole event inside of the room, to where you could have made plenty of reasons or had plenty of reasons why you were not. So it really is a matter of recognizing what this can do for you for the future and for your family for the future and the sacrifices that you're willing to make. But Mary Ellen, we love you. I believe that the service is tomorrow, so we will be praying for you as well. Just keep in mind, we are family, that this is not just about LifeVantage. We're not just building a business together. We do life together. Okay. So if any of you need loving on, need support, need prayer, please, please, please reach out. And of course, we're here to help you build your business too. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mary Ellen. And just watching your vulnerability when you were sharing that with Marcy, and watching you guys embrace the hug that I know what was going on, and the familiarity of what it means or what it feels like to lose a parent, and watching the way you guys hugged each other was just priceless for me. I got choked up, and I was standing right next to Linda Grace Files as that moment, and just we had kind of a look of acknowledgement of what was happening in that embrace. And that is something you can never get from Zoom. You can never get from a recap. You can only get when you're in the presence of someone else. And kind of to Dr. Ron's point, summarize that the culture that people lift people up. They pray for one another when people need it. And I got prayed for multiple times, because this was probably the most difficult event that I've had in the last 15 years, because we had a very low turnout of our team, and I was going through some emotional, personal stuff. And I don't want to make it about me, but we had people that saw it in me, kind of like what Dr. Ron was saying, came up and prayed for me. Cross-line people came up and prayed for me, changed everything about it, because I couldn't have gotten that had I not been there, and I needed it absolutely. I just want to share one quick thing about, and I wanted to say something about Joel, the Amish gentleman. In his presentation, he mentioned his chicken list, and that he saw somebody at that event that was on his chicken list that he never reached out to. That hit me like a ton of bricks, because it just talks, and what I instantly thought about, we heard Bobby and April Wagner share a similar story about that boy that went out to hand out flyers, but there's a really old story about a little boy on the beach throwing starfish back into the ocean. And an old man sees him and says, "What are you doing?" He says, "I'm throwing these starfish back in the ocean." And he says, "Well, look, as far as you can see, there's starfish for miles and miles and miles. And there's thousands and thousands of them at every mile. You could never possibly make a difference." And he picked up one and threw it out in the water. And he said, "It made a difference to that one." That's exactly what LifeVantage does, because I think about, what if Blue Elam never would have called me? What if, and I look at the size of our team and the people on our team, and I realize each one of us has the ability to do something or do not. And it may look, the odds may seem insurmountable, but one invite, getting over yourself and your comfort zone to one person may literally save thousands, perhaps even millions of lives. And because we never know how far reaching something we may say, think, or do today will change the lives of millions tomorrow. And that's the I want to call it a burden because it is. We have the choice, but it's a responsibility. I would even go as far as to call it an obligation. That if we are feeling loving, caring human beings, we have an obligation to share this. And if it's uncomfortable the way we've been doing it, find a more comfortable way. Be vulnerable in that, because your decision to reach out to one person, that one person may make all the difference in their lives, and it may even help them stay alive longer for many, many reasons. And I'll just leave it at that. But it was super powerful. So this was a huge event for me. And I just want to thank all of you for being there, all of you for committing to that, and all of you for being the individual and amazing leaders that you are.
Yeah. So the final thing that I want to say, and I had this takeaway from Sandy McClure when she was teaching us how to treat people and how she retains her customers. And she has a huge customer base, but she said, treat people like they are a soul and not a cell.
Ooh, that was big.
Make them feel important. Okay. If we all do that, I mean, just thinking about, what we can do to help other people and lift them up and care for them and continuously can care for them. The amazing side effect of that is your business will grow. So we love you guys. We just want each one of you to know that weren't there at this event. We love you just as much as the ones that were there. And we just pray and we challenge you to make a way, be there with us at the next event, and let's all experience it together, and let's all bring a buddy, and let's multiply our numbers. Okay. All right, guys, we love you so, so very much. We have big things to do together. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you all for those of you that shared. We appreciate your time and being here. And we look forward to what's going to happen in the rest of this year and coming years. Okay. All right. Love you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.